The House will come to order. Members, please register. Have all members registered? A quorum is present. The House and Gallery will please rise for the invocation, which will be offered by Pastor Jason Norton from Kings Trail Cowboy Church in Whitewright, sponsored by the Honorable Shelley Luther of Grayson County.
Good morning. Let us pray. Father, we thank you for putting all of us on the breathing list today. It has been 179 years since the first legislative session in 1846. Starting today, would you change this house into your house? In Jesus' name, amen.
The chair recognizes the Honorable Giovanni Capriglione of Tarrant County to lead us in the pledges of allegiance to the United States and Texas flags.
If you'll please join me in the pledge to the flag of America. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now to the Texas flag. Honor of the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one indivisible.
The chair is pleased to recognize Dr. Rolando Urrutia from McAllen as the Doctor of the Day. Members, join me in welcoming our Doctor of the Day. Mr. Harrison, for what purpose?
Mr. Speaker, parliamentary inquiry.
State your inquiry.
Mr. Speaker, as you know, we are well over halfway through this legislative session. I looked at the schedule today and I didn't see any, but I want to make sure I wasn't misreading it. Are we taking up and considering any bill today on any topic? This is a proper point of parliamentary inquiry.
Mr. Harrison, there is no calendar for today.
Okay, so we're not taking up any bills today.
Mr. Harrison, there is no calendar for today.
Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Harrison, for what purpose?
Parliamentary inquiry.
State your inquiry.
Are we taking up and considering any bills on any topic tomorrow?
Mr. Harrison, there is no calendar posted for tomorrow.
So also no. Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Harrison, for what purpose?
Parliamentary inquiry.
State your inquiry.
Mr. Speaker, we're well over halfway session. Why did you feel it was necessary to prioritize resolutions honoring Beyonce and Zoroastrianism ahead of dealing with property taxes and ending taxpayer-funded DEI and transgender ideology in our public universities?
Mr. Harrison, that is not a proper parliamentary inquiry.
Mr. Speaker, with all due respect, it may be the most proper parliamentary inquiry that has been made this session.
Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Doorkeeper.
Mr. Speaker, I have a messenger from the Senate at the door of the House.
Admit the messenger.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am directed by the Senate to inform the House that the Senate has taken the following action.
Mr. Guerin moves to defer the remainder of the reading and referral of bills until the end of today's calendar or end of today's business. Is there any objection? Chair is none, and it's so ordered. Chair recognizes Mr. Capriglione for a motion.
Great. Mr. Speaker, I move that the House grant permission for all committees and subcommittees to meet while the House is in session pursuant to their committee postings or recess motions. For purposes of this motion, committees and subcommittees scheduled to meet or reconvene today upon final adjournment or recess or during bill referral, if permission is granted, are authorized to convene upon adoption by the House of today's adjournment motion.
Members, you've heard the motion. Is there any objection? The chair is none. The motion is adopted. Mr. Spiller for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I move to suspend the 5-day posting rule to permit the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs, Subcommittee on County and Regional Government, in a public hearing on Monday, March 31st, 2025 at 10 o'clock a.m. in room E2.028 to consider HB 3305 by Richardson relating to the continuation of healthcare provider participation programs in certain counties.
Members, you've heard the motion. Is there any objection? Chair hears none, so ordered. Members, we have some announcements and several resolutions this morning. Please take your conversations outside the rails. The following announcements, the clerk will read the announcements.
Thursday, March 27th, the Committee on Higher Education will meet today upon adjournment or during bill referral if permission is granted in room 1W14, Agricultural Museum, in a formal meeting to consider pending, referred, and committee business. Thursday, March 27th, the Committee on Delivery of Government Efficiency will meet today upon adjournment or during bill referral if permission is granted in room 1W14, Agricultural Museum, in a formal meeting to consider pending, referred, and committee business. Thursday, the Committee on Ways and Means will meet today upon adjournment or during bill referral if permission is granted in room 1W14, Agricultural Museum, and a formal meeting to consider pending, referred, and committee business.
Members, we have a memorial resolution. Please take your seats. The chair recognizes Mr. Dutton for a motion.
Mr. Speaker and members, I move to suspend all necessary and unnecessary rules to take up and consider House Resolution 677.
Members, you've heard the motion. Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The rules are suspended. Following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. number 677 by Dutton in memory of former heavyweight boxing champion George Foreman.
The chair recognizes Mr. Dutton to explain the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, I almost don't know where to start here, but let me do it this way. I grew up in an area of Houston that some of you may know, typically called Fifth Ward. And, you know, it was a place where we didn't know we were poor, but we didn't have a lot of resources. But we produced a lot of people that some of you know, like Barbara Jordan, Mickey Leland, El Franco Lee. And these are people that made a whole lot of difference. And one of the things they taught me was that you should never let what you don't have define you. And one of the people who best epitomizes all of that was George Foreman. Maybe Smithy and I were the only people here when we invited George Foreman to this legislature. And he came and he talked about his early beginnings and how his mother sometimes, for dinner, she worked on the other side of town and she would come home and what they had was one sandwich and they would cut the sandwich in fours. And that was their dinner. Well, he went on. I was director of a community center in Houston, and I was athletic director, rather, and we had a speed bag standard, and we didn't have any speed bags. And I was on the other side of town, and I happened to talk to Rudy, the boxing coach, and he had these speed bags, and I asked him if I could have one. And he said, yes, you can have one. Why don't you take two? And do you know how to hit it? I said, well, no, Rudy, I don't know how to hit it. And so he took me in the back and he showed me how to hit the speed bag. And before long, I was hitting it like a boxer. And that evening, I took it over to my community center. And I took off my shirt like I was really training for something. And I started hitting this speed bag. And all of these kids came around to watch me hit the speed bag. One of them was George Foreman. And so he and I used to laugh and talk about that's how he first got interested in boxing. And he would tell the story that I taught him how to box. And that was only partially true because all of them wanted to hit the speed bag. And I said, you have to get into my weightlifting class in order to hit the speed bag. And so he did, and a number of students did. You could tell that they did more weightlifting than I did, but he later became an Olympic champion. And he came by to see me after that with a case of beer. I used to like beer, and he brought me a case of beer that he walked down the street with. He and I grew up a block from each other. And his last fight, let me close with this. His last fight, he invited me to his last sparring session, his fight with Michael Mora. And and I was telling this story about me hitting the speed bag and all, to some writers from Japan who were doing a story on him. And George came down and he said, Harold, I thought you were really a boxer. I didn't know you learned how to hit it that day. And I said, well, George, I did the best I could to fool you. And they used to call me Dudley Do-Right because I was always trying to get them to do right. And when he fought, they had these 8, 9 training sparring partners. They were all left-handed sparring partners because Michael Moorer was a left-hander. And George spent his whole time training by sparring with them by putting his hands up and letting them beat him up. And I couldn't figure that out. But when the fight started, I watched on television. He wanted me to go with him to the fight, but I couldn't. And I watched him, and he was doing the same thing. He was putting his hand up, and Michael Moorer was just beating him up until I realized something. He was doing that because a left-handed fighter moves away from a right hand. And so he spent his time letting him beat him up and moving him back to his right. I tell you a story because George was one of the smartest boxers I know, one of the smartest people. Most of you have a George Foreman grill, like I do. And I will tell you, he told me this story himself, that when the man came to him, he wanted to pay George to be his marketing person. George was smart enough to say, no, I tell you what, why don't you give me an ownership in the company? And the rest was history. I think he sold about 200 million of these things. I still have mine. You probably still have yours. But he was the most well-respected person that I could think of. Now, he wasn't always that way, and this is the point I want to make. Children sometimes are just children. And George was about 16 years old. And I said, George, I just heard that you were beating people up and taking their money. And he said, no, man, you know I wouldn't do that. He said, I'm just standing there and they give me their money. And I said, George, but he got in a lot of trouble. But he was not 17. In Texas, we have a statute that says, that's been around since 1918, that says you're 17. If you're 17, you can be treated as an adult for criminal responsibility. That hurts a lot of our 17-year-olds. And so we've named this Raising the Age bill that we have in the legislature today as the George Foreman Juvenile Justice Act. That would be a tribute to him. And so I ask you to support not only this resolution, but support the idea that we can still do something for our children. And with that, Mr. Speaker, I move passage.
Members, the question occurs on the adoption of the resolution. All those please rise and observe a moment of silence. The resolution is unanimously adopted. Representative King moves to add all members' names to the resolution. Is there any objection? Chair is none, so ordered. Members, please take your seats. We have a memorial recognition. The chair recognizes Representative Raymond for a memorial recognition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, wanted to just recognize, and we'll ask for a moment of silence in a minute, for the passing of Carol Keaton Strayhorn. Many of you will remember her, the first woman elected and served as controller for the state of Texas. Loved working with her. I had the privilege of working with her for many years while she served as controller. And before that was the mayor of the city of Austin, back when we all liked Austin. And it's the truth. Anyway, but I just wanted to take a moment, and all of those who are up here knew Carol or served with her or worked with her or had a chance to get to know her. So she has passed on. She was one tough grandma. You remember that? Any head nods? Don, remember that? One tough grandma, and she served the state of Texas with distinction. And I know Governor Perry didn't like her because she ran for governor against him. But other than that, she was a great lady, great public servant. And Mr. Speaker, with that, I'd ask for a moment of silence.
Members, please rise and observe a moment of silence.
Thank you, members.
Thank you. The chair recognizes Mr. Raymond for a recognition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, on a happier note, I just wanted to take a moment to congratulate and excited for one of our colleagues, one of the longest-serving members we have here, who is a grandfather now, Chairman Cole Hefner. I don't know if y'all knew he became a grandfather. Maya, his granddaughter, there he is. Look at him. Look at all that gray hair. Look at all that gray hair. You're about to get more gray hair, baby. But we want to congratulate you. I told him you are the youngest-looking grandfather I have ever seen, and I have some bills in your committee, and they're great bills. Congratulate him. Thank you.
Mr. Lowe, for what purpose?
Mr. Speaker, I'd like to make a motion. I would like to make a motion to reduce Mr. Harrison's remarks to writing and place in the journal.
Members, you've heard the motion. Is there any objection? Chair is none so ordered. The chair recognizes Mr. Harless for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members, and I move to suspend all necessary rules to take up House Resolution 461.
Members, you've heard the motion. Is there any objection? The chair is none. The rules are suspended. Following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. number 461 by Harless, honoring native Texan and musician and actor Lyle Lovett.
The chair recognizes Mr. Harless to explain the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, members, and guests in this great gallery. I have the honor today to recognize the legendary Texas musician and actor Lyle Lovett. Lyle grew up on a horse ranch in Klein, Texas, where his family established the area, and the town was later named after his great-great-grandfather. Lyle joined his first band when he was in the 9th grade with his FFA friends when he was in the 9th grade. While attending Texas A&M University, he went on to continue his writing career and his singing. After graduating from college, Lyle went on to study and play music in Germany. Upon coming back to Texas, Lyle distinguished himself in the growing Texas folk music scene and earned a following on stages across the state before pursuing his music career in Nashville. In 1986, Lyle signed with MCA Curb Records and released his eponymous debut that spawned 5 singles and reached the top 40 charts. His second album moved beyond the traditions of country and western with a blend of pop, jazz, blues, swing, and rock. All this became his distinctive sound. Following this style, Lyle formed his large band, which was modified big band that supported his sound. The group joined him for his third album, Lyle Lovett and his large band, which achieved gold certification. Lyle's been nominated for 17 Grammy Awards and has won 4 Grammys, 1 for Best Male Country Vocal Performance, 1 for Best Pop Collaboration, Best Country Performance by Duo, Group, or Vocal, and Best Country Album. Along with a storied career in music, Lyle's an accomplished actor where he's had roles in television shows and movies, such as Blue Bloods, Castle, Shortcuts, The Player, and many more. Lyle has done an extensive amount of philanthropic work, which includes his support of Texas A&M Community, UTMD Anderson Cancer Center, the Houston Rides for Kids, just to name a few. In fact, it's his philanthropic efforts that earned him an honorary doctor's degree from the University of Houston. With such an amazing life and still more to come, Lyle has earned a special place in the pantheon of Texas artists, and he is a source of tremendous pride for our Klein community and the state of Texas. Members, please help me welcome and congratulate Mr. Lyle Lovett. Mr. Speaker, I move adoption.
The question occurs on the adoption of the resolution. Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The resolution is adopted. Names to the resolution. Is there any objection? Chair hears none. So ordered. I recognize Mr. Harless for a recognition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. It's one of my great honors to represent the community of Klein, Texas. Situated in North Harris County, Klein, Texas traces its roots back to the Klein family, who helped establish the area in the mid-19th century after Adam Klein left his home in Germany to travel to America. The Klein family is also related to the first elected governor of this great state of Texas, J. Pinckney Henderson. And of course, Lyle Lovett, who we just honored, is also part of the Klein family. After settling along Cypress Creek, the Kleins and other Germans immigrated families organized Trinity Lutheran Church in 1874, which acted as a center of religious, social, and educational life in the area. In 1884, Mr. Klein helped establish a post office, and the name of the area it served changed from Big Cypress and officially became known as Klein, Texas. A few decades later, Mr. Klein's grandson founded Klein Brothers General Merchandise, which was later renamed Klein's Fine Food and is still owned and operated by the Klein family today. The Klein family also opened and operated other businesses in the area, including Klein Financial and Klein Funeral Homes and memorial parks. The family also helped found the Tomball Rotary Club and the original Tomball Hospital. Their founding of the area also led to the creation of the Klein Independent School District, which as a rural school district is now one of the largest school districts in the state. For well over a century and a half, members of the Klein family have given back to their community through their exemplary entrepreneurship and civic engagements, and the family's legacy will forever resonate across the region. I'm so happy to have some of the members of the Klein family joining us on the dais today. We have Jeffrey Klein and his wife Tracy Klein, Lori Klein Quinn, the mayor of Tomball, and of course Lyle Lovett and his wife April Lovett.
Chair recognizes Ms. Swanson.
Thank you, Speaker, members. As a state rep whose district and home are in the Klein community, I also want to extend a warm welcome to our visitors here on the dais, and it's just so wonderful, all the history that goes back to the Klein community. So let's please give them a hand. Thank you.
Please excuse Mr. Cunningham because of important business in the district on motion of Ms. Pearson. Is there objection? Chair is none so ordered. The chair recognizes Dr. Lalani for a recognition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, last week we had the honor to present, and this body came together to adopt House Resolution 32, recognizing March 23, 2025 as the Pakistan Day in Texas. This resolution commemorated the 85th anniversary of the Pakistan Resolution, which laid the foundation for Pakistan's independence and continues to inspire pride among many Pakistanis around the world. Today, I am honored to continue that spirit of friendship and recognition by welcoming a distinguished guest on the House floor, His Excellency Muhammad Aftab Chaudhry, the Consul General of Pakistan, based in Houston. As Pakistan's official representative to Texas, Consul General Chaudhry plays a vital role in strengthening the diplomatic, economic, cultural ties between Texas and Pakistan. Here in Texas, more than 80,000 Pakistani Americans call this great state home. They are business owners, entrepreneurs, educators, scientists, professionals, public servants, and community leaders, all working to build stronger, more prosperous Texas. Pakistani Americans contribute to the economic and cultural success of our state, bridging connections between Texas and Pakistan through education, business, and civic engagement. As someone who shares this heritage and serves in this chamber, it is especially meaningful for me to recognize a fellow public servant working to strengthen our global relationship. Also in attendance in the gallery are the members of the Pakistani American diaspora. I ask if you would stand up and get recognized. Mr. Speaker and members, I kindly ask you to join me in extending a warm welcome to the Consul General Muhammad Aftab Chaudhry and the visiting delegation. Welcome to the Capitol. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Chair recognizes Mr. Bojani.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, I'm honored to recognize the Consul General of Pakistan, Muhammad Aftab Chaudhry, who's here on the House floor today, and the delegation that's here in the gallery. Thank you so much for visiting your capital. Thank you for the work that you all do for Pakistanis that live in Texas and in the United States. We hope that you have a wonderful time visiting your capital. Thank you. Thank you, members and Mr. Speaker.
The chair recognizes Mr. Morgan for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move to suspend all necessary rules to take up H.R. 128.
All right, you've heard the motion. Is there any objection? Chair, as none, the rules are suspended. Following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. number 128 by Morgan, congratulating the football team from Randall High School in Richmond on winning the UIL 5A Division II state championship.
The chair recognizes Mr. Morgan to explain the resolution.
Are there any football players in the House? Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. On December 20th, 2024, the Richmond Randall High School football team won the 2024 5A Division II state championship. Randall defeated the South Oak Cliff High School in a thrilling 38-5 contest. That capped off a perfect 16-0 season and securing the first state title in school history. Sophomore Layden Williams Callis was named Offensive Most Valuable Player, and junior linebacker Ryan Mallory earned Defensive MVP awards. The Lions showcased explosive offense and hard-nosed defense all season, including 3 shutouts and an average of more than 54 points per game. On the dais, we have head coach Brian Randall, who led the team with outstanding leadership, supported by a dedicated coaching staff and a roster of talented student athletes. Also joining him are players Keelan Sweeney, Mason Mixon, Chris Taylor, and Christian Maguna. Will all the Randall, you guys are already standing up. Thank you guys for what you did, your hard work and sacrifice. And one more point I want to point out, it's an extreme honor that the head coach of the football team is also Mr. Randall. His dad's is the namesake of that school. It's amazing. Please give him a round of applause. You got words?
Chair recognizes Mr. Reynolds.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, I am super excited to welcome these amazing student athletes from Randall High School. They're the pride and joy of Fort Bend County. They showed up and showed out in only their second year. You all are amazing. I want to thank the superintendent. My frat brother, Dr. Roosevelt Nivens, is here in the gallery. Give it up for Dr. Nivens. You brought home a state championship. I want to thank the head coach, the son of the former superintendent, Dr. Thomas Randall, and I want to thank all of these amazing student athletes. I mean, these teams feared y'all. Y'all offense, defense, special teams, you all were clicking on all cylinders. And I know all the Dallas area people, this is my chance to say Fort Bend County whooped y'all's team in the championship. It was all good. It was a great championship, y'all. If you didn't watch it, you should go back and watch that thriller. But shout out to South Oak Cliff. You all did a great job, but you all brought home the championship. So again, congratulations, and may God continue to bless each and every one of you for a great and productive future. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Chair recognizes Ms. Jones.
So welcome to your state capitol and congratulations on your state championship. Actually I won state like a whole bunch of times, 7 times. So I know what it takes to have to train and have to go every week and have everybody coming for you because you got the ball, and all I know is pressure did not burst y'all's pipe, and y'all did what y'all needed to do. I also, and I represent Houston, but it's right next door to Fort Bend. I also want to give a shout out, because it's Women's History Month, to Athletic Director Kim Smallwood, who is a very good friend of mine, and it just seems like that you guys are doing great things. And what I want you to remember is this, that everything you need to be successful in life, you have learned through being on this team. You have learned how to be a champion. You have learned how to work hard when you're tired. You have learned how to leave it all on the floor. And those tools will take you far in life They've done it for me, and I know it'll do it for you. And just God bless you, and I'm so very proud of you. You're proud, upstanding young men, and I want to thank everyone who helped pour into these young men and I hope that this is not the greatest thing you do in your life. I hope this is only the beginning. Congratulations.
Madam Speaker, I move adoption.
Question occurs on the adoption of the resolution. Is there any objections? Chair hears none. Resolution adopted. Mr. Reynolds, please add all members' names. Is there any objection? Chair hears none. Move adoption. So ordered. Continue. Chair recognizes Mr. McLaughlin for a motion.
Mr. Speaker, I move to suspend all necessary rules to take up and consider H.R. 644.
You heard the motion. Are there any objections? Chair hears none, and the rules are suspended. The following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. number 644 by McLaughlin, recognizing March 27, 2025 as Asherton Day at the state capitol.
The chair recognizes Mr. McLaughlin to explain the resolution.
We are proud to recognize the city of Asherton today, founded by Asher Richardson. Asherton has grown from a small settlement to an important community in Dimmitt County. Through hard times and growth, the people of Asherton have shown resilience and dedication to preserving their town's rich history. We are thankful for the contributions of Asherton's residents, whose hard work has helped shape the town and continue to make it thrive. Today, we honor their spirit and look forward to Asherton's bright future. Mr. Speaker, I move adoption.
Question occurs on the adoption of the resolution. Is there any objection? Chair hears none, and the resolution is adopted. The chair recognizes Mr. Cabriglione for a recognition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to honor today Nancy Rainisek on her retirement from the Texas Department of Information Resources. Having worked for the state for over 4 decades, Nancy played a pivotal role in advancing our state's security technology infrastructure. Nancy's contributions have set a high standard for cybersecurity in our state, leaving a lasting legacy of excellence and innovation. I extend my heartfelt congratulations and best wishes to Nancy as she embarks on the next chapter of her journey. Thank you and congratulations, Nancy.
Chair recognizes Mr. Lujan for a motion.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members, I want to bring your attention to a group in the gallery, a real important group, from the Court Appointed Special Advocates, or CASA, and welcome them to CASA Day here at the Capitol. CASA, please stand up. Thank you. At this time, we're going to suspend the rules to take up H.R. 612.
You've heard the motion. Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The rules are suspended. Following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. number 612 by Lujan, recognizing March 27, 2025 as CASA Day at the State Capitol.
The chair recognizes Mr. Lujan to explain the resolution.
Yes. I want to take a moment to recognize and celebrate the vital work that CASA does for the children and youth across our state. I want to express my deepest gratitude for the extraordinary difference you are making in the lives of vulnerable children in Texas and beyond. Across Texas, CASA is a critical force for positive change, with over 70 local CASA programs serving nearly every county in the state. Their network of over 7,000 dedicated volunteers ensures that thousands of children are not forgotten. CASA volunteers are currently advocating for almost 20,000 children. The work they do in the courtroom and the lives of these children is truly remarkable. My wife Frida and I are former CASA volunteers. We were CASA volunteers for quite some time, so we know firsthand the importance of CASA volunteers. And I think it's important to take a moment to realize when a child is taken away from a family for whatever reason, and they're given to a foster home, many times they're from foster home to foster home, caseworker to caseworker, different social workers. Their lives are turned upside down, and there's no consistency in their lives, except for the CASA volunteer. Thank you for what you do. And thank you for the incredible work. Thank you for the incredible work CASA does each and every day for Texas youth. And I want to truly, a heartfelt welcome to your Texas State Capitol. Thank you.
Chair recognizes Mr. Bajan.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members, I'm honored to recognize CASA Day at the Capitol. For those of you that are here for the CASA Day, can you please stand so we can recognize you? Let's give everybody a round of applause. I want to thank all those who came out to advocate for children and families that you serve. Welcome to your Texas Capitol. Thank you for the hard work on behalf of some of our most valuable children and your dedication to ensuring our communities allow families to safely thrive. Keep up the amazing work in my district and across the state of Texas. Thank you, members and Madam Speaker.
Chair recognizes Mr. Lujan.
Madam Speaker, move adoption.
The question occurs with adoption of the resolution, or is there any objection? The chair hears none. The resolution is adopted. Mr. Bajani moves to add all members to the names. Is there any objection? Chair hears none. So ordered. The chair recognizes Ms. Ward Johnson for recognition.
Thank you. Today, I have the honor to recognize the incredible achievements of the Booker T. Washington High School men's basketball team. Booker T. Washington High School, located in Houston, Texas, was established in 1893 as Colored High. It holds a significant place in the city's educational history. Originally located in Houston's 4th Ward, it is the sole secondary school for black students during the era of segregation. In 1959, the school relocated to its current site in the historic Independent Heights, continuing its legacy of educational excellence. Recently, the boys basketball team advanced to the UIL Class 4A state championship game. They secured their spot by defeating LBJ Austin with a score of 75-56 in the semifinals. The players, led by team captain Samuel Johnson and interim head coach Jesse Shelton, have demonstrated great resilience and unity this season. The senior student athlete, Samuel Jackson, is not only a leader on the court, he is a leader in the classroom, and he is on the path to becoming the school's valedictorian. Though the basketball team came up short at the end, this team has shown incredible resilience during their time of representing their school. Starting their playoff run with double digits win over Livingston and Lufkin-Hudson High Schools, they reached the state tournament for the second time in 3 years. Their hard work and effort had distinguished them in the state. It is with great pride that I congratulate them on a job well done. Congratulations on a great, incredible season. Thank you.
Yay, woo.
The chair recognizes Mr. Verdell for a recognition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to say welcome to the outstanding students of the 7th grade class of Notre Dame Catholic School from Kerrville, Texas. If you don't mind, go ahead and standing. These young scholars, along with their dedicated teachers and chaperones, are visiting the Texas State Capitol to deepen their understanding of our legislative process and the importance of civic engagement. Notre Dame Catholic School, a pillar of faith-based education, has long fostered academic excellence, leadership, and service in its students. Today, we honor these students for their commitment to learning and for the future contribution to the state. Thank you all very much for coming today, and welcome to your Texas Capitol.
Chair recognizes Ms. Flores for recognition.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, members. Please join me in congratulating District 51 resident and my neighbor, Dick Levine, on the occasion of his retirement as a senior fiscal analyst at Every Texan. Dick joined the Center for Public Policy Priorities, now Every Texan, in 1994. During his 3 decades there, he rose to become the senior fiscal analyst and a familiar face around the Capitol to generations of members and staff as a tireless advocate for sound state and local revenue policy. He is a trustee of the City of Austin Employees Retirement System, and he serves as vice chair of the City of Austin Employees Retirement Board of Trustees. At the Travis Central Appraisal District, Dick served on the Board of Directors from 1997 to 2018 and returned to the board in a newly created elected position in 2024. Among his many honors, Dick was named a champion for equity by the Equity Center. Please join me in congratulating Dick Levine upon his retirement at Every Texan and thanking him for all of his work over the decades dedicated to improving Texans' lives through fiscal and tax policy. Oh, please stand and be recognized. Oh. Sorry.
Chair recognizes Ms. Weiner for a motion.
Mr. Speaker, members, I move to suspend all necessary rules to take up H.R. 509.
You've heard the motion. Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The rules are suspended. Following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. number 509 by Zwiener, commemorating the 125th anniversary of Texas State University.
The chair recognizes Ms. Weiner to explain the resolution.
Members, today I am honored to celebrate the 125th anniversary of Texas State University. Founded in 1899 as Southwest Texas State Normal School, the university opened its doors in 1903 with just 32 students. From this humble beginning, Texas State University has grown into a powerhouse of research, innovation, and opportunity. Members, I will note that Texas State University remains the only university in Texas to graduate a President of the United States of America, our esteemed Lyndon Baines Johnson. Today, over 40,000 students climb the endless steps across campus, pursuing more than 200 degree programs across 9 colleges, and the university boasts an alumni network of approximately 230,000 graduates. The university is also home to important research centers like the Meadows Center for Water and the Environment, the Texas School Safety Center, and the Advanced Law Enforcement and Rapid Response Center. Texas State University has also been a Hispanic serving institution since 2011. And in addition to that, last year they were named a Fulbright Hispanic Serving Institution Leader for the 2nd consecutive year, highlighting the university's commitment to excellence and global engagement. Also, Texas State is routinely either the #1 or #2 university for serving our Texas veterans. Texas State is not done yet, though. Right now, Texas State is a national research university on the path to achieve the R1 Carnegie classification by 2027, solidifying themselves as a top-tier research university for the state of Texas. These milestones would not have been possible without the dedication of Texas State staff, students, and alumni who have made the university a beacon of progress and opportunity. I'm proud to represent Texas State University, an institution that has empowered generations in House District 45 and beyond, and I'm pleased to celebrate its exceptional contributions to the state. Joining us on the floor today, we have Texas State President Kelly Damphus, Student Body President Olivia Alexander, Xavier Millen, who is a participant in the Texas State Legislative Program and a current Texas State graduate student in the MPA program, Chancellor Brian McCall, and last but not least, my own intern, Texas State Political Science student Lauren Garcia. Members, please join me in congratulating Texas State University on this historic anniversary and thanking the entire Bobcat community for their continued impact on Texas's future. Eat 'em up, cats. I move adoption.
The question occurs on the adoption of the resolution. Is there any objection? The chair hears none, and the resolution is adopted. Mr. Busey asked to add all members' names. Is there any objection? Chair hears none. So ordered. Chair recognizes Ms. Garcia of Bear for recognition.
Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Speaker. Welcome. Good morning. It's my great honor and privilege to welcome the Executive Board of Directors for the Latin Lift Hearts Production Fund to your Texas State Capitol. Today, if you could stand, please. There you are. Today, we recognize and celebrate the incredible work you all are doing to uplift and promote Latino and Latina film productions right here in the Lone Star State, but more specifically in my home of San Antonio and Bexar County. This is more than just an industry. It's a movement. It's about ensuring that our stories, our voices, our rich cultural heritage are represented in the big screen, on television, and in every form of media that shapes the future. Through your dedication, you're not only opening the doors for Latino filmmakers, but also inspiring future generations to dream big and reach high. I especially want to honor and commend the leadership of Rick Cuellar, founder and CEO, whose vision and passion have been instrumental in driving this initiative forward. Alongside President Cynthia Garcia and an exceptional board, including Sarah Lucy, Brandy Lopez, Telly Colon, David Rojas, JJ Hernandez, Deanna Marcel, Lari Delgado, and our newest House District 124 Community Liaison, Lupita Gutierrez. This is truly a star-studded team, and I would be remiss if I did not mention my friend and producer and director and actor, Gabriel Carmona. Your work strengthens our communities, empowers our creative minds, and ensures that the next generation of filmmakers have the support and opportunities they deserve. Texas is proud to be the home of such talent, and we stand with you as partners on this journey. So on behalf of the great state of Texas and the Texas House of Representatives, thank you for your vision, your commitment, and your relentless drive to make a difference. Welcome to your Texas House. Vive el cine latino, viva Texas.
Chair recognizes Mr. Tinderholt for recognition.
Thank you, Madam Speaker and members. Arlington Independent School District is a highly successful mid-urban school district, the 13th largest in Texas. The board serves as an advocate for educational excellence for Arlington students because of the deep roots in the community. Today, I'd like to welcome in the gallery, right up here, please stand, Arlington. Arlington ISD Board President Justin Chapa, you graduated from Arlington ISD. Vice President Sarah McMurrah also graduated from Arlington ISD. Trustee Larry Mike, and our new Superintendent, Matt Smith. Thank you for visiting your capital today. And thank you for shaping our community and our state through our children.
The chair recognizes Ms. Weiner for a motion.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members, I would like to suspend all necessary rules and take up H.R. 510.
You heard the motion. Is there any objection? The chair hears none, and the rules are suspended. The following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
HR number 510 by Zwiener, congratulating Mariachi Nueva Generacion of Texas State University on winning first place at the 2024 Mariachi Extravaganza.
The chair recognizes Mrs. Weiner to explain the resolution.
Thank you so much, Speaker, members, for taking some time with me to continue honoring Texas State University. It is an honor today to recognize the incredible achievements of the Mariachi Nueva Generacion of Texas. They are currently standing at about 3 o'clock in the gallery. We are here today to celebrate their outstanding performance in the college university category at the 30th annual Mariachi Extravaganza held this past December. Members, they won first place. Founded in the fall of 1997, Mariachi Nueva Generacion is a Latin music studies class at Texas State University, dedicated to mastering the genres that define mariachi music. With their victory at the Mariachi Extravaganza, the talented musicians of Mariachi Nueva Generacion earned the opportunity to perform in the final concert, alongside the world-renowned Mariachi Vargas de Tecalitlan. Through their passion, skill, and dedication, Mariachi Nueva Generacion have enriched our state's cultural landscape, contributed to the vibrancy of a rich musical tradition, and become a source of immense pride for Texas State University and our community. Members, I am so proud to represent these exceptional students and musicians from House District 45. Please join me in congratulating them on their victory at the Mariachi Extravaganza. I move adoption.
Question occurs on the adoption of the resolution. Is there any objection? The chair hears none, and the resolution is adopted. Chair recognizes Ms. Morales of Harris for an announcement.
Thank you, Madam Speaker and members. Are there any Astros fans in the Texas House? Hey, members, I hope you enjoyed the keepsake gifts that I sent to your office. I realize that Verlander no longer plays for the Astros in their extra large, but they are memorable keepsakes for you. And listen, today we proudly recognize opening day of our Houston Astros as we kick off another season, and we celebrate our hometown team's legacy of excellence and unity. Okay, thank you so much. And today they play at 3 o'clock, right? Against the Nets, yes. Yes. Gracias. Go Stros! Go Stros! Go Stros!
I was looking for my orange. I didn't have any orange today. I didn't have any orange.
Members, the Speaker's desk is clear. If you have any announcements, please bring them down front. Mr. Reynolds moves that the House adjourn pending the reading of referral of bills until 9 a.m. Friday. Is there any objection? Chair hears none, and the House stands adjourned pending the reading of the referral of bills. Following bills and resolutions on first reading and referral to committee, the clerk will read the bills and resolutions.
3851 by Canales relating to the leave of certain public employees for protest certain property tax actions before the appraisal of a review board for the subcommittee on property tax appraisals. HB 3852 by law relating to providing information regarding immunization requirements for admission to public elementary and secondary schools or for the committee on public education. HB 3853 by Allen relating to trauma-informed care training for foster parents or for the committee on human services. HB 3854 by Schatzline relating to the reporting of child abuse or neglect or for the committee on state affairs. HB 3855 by Canales relating to the exemption from sales and use taxes of certain diabetic supplies or for the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 3856 by Spiller relating to the immigration documentation or other information of verified citizenship of immigration status and the notification of federal government an arrested or detained person who is unlawfully present in the United States or for the Committee on State Affairs. HB 3857 by BC relating to the cost of living adjustments applicable to certain benefits paid by the teacher retirement system of Texas and the biennial study on the providing additional cost of living adjustments based on the effects of increased inflation for the Committee on Pensions, Investments, and Financial Services. HB 3858 by LaHood relating to the required approval of the proposed location of a county and municipal temporary housing or emergency shelter for disaster victims or for the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 3859 by Patterson relating to the motor vehicle franchise dealers and reimbursement of motor vehicle franchise dealers by manufacturers and distributors for warranty recall over the air and preparation and delivery work for the Committee on Transportation. HB 3860 by Allen relating to the eligibility of inmate for occupational license and the practice of certain occupations in the Inmate Texas Department of Criminal Justice for the Committee on Corrections. HB 3861 by Canales relating to driving safety on motorcycle operation training course dismissal or for the Committee on Transportation. HB 3862 by Hunter relating to prohibiting the use of social media platforms by children for the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 3863 by Canales relating to claim benefits to healthcare providers by the health maintenance organizations, preferred benefit plans, or managed care organizations for the Committee on Insurance. HB 3864 by Turner relating to the exemption from sales and use taxes of certain personal household supplies for the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 3865 by Turner relating to advertising by residential facilities authorizing a civil penalty for the Committee on Human Services. HB 3866 by Landgraf relating to installation and ownership of certain outdoor storage containers authorizing a fee for the Committee on Environmental Regulation. HB 3867 by Zwiener relating to voting a statewide ballot or voting in a limited ballot following the change of a country residential by a voter or for the Committee on Elections. HB 3868 by Landgraf relating to Texas Emissions Reduction Plan or for the Committee on Environmental Regulation. HB 3869 by Harless relating to increasing the criminal penalties for the offense of assault and harassment committed against certain employees of agents of utility and committed in disaster area or evacuated area for the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 3870 by Allen relating to certain benefits paid by the Employees Retirement System of Texas for the Committee on Pensions, Investments, and Financial Services. HB 3871 by Shaheen relating to the audit of financial records of a certain property owners association or for the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 3872 by Hernandez relating to the state ambient air quality standards for benzene or for the Committee on Environmental Regulation. HB 3873 by Johnson relating to the creation of additional judicial courts composed of Harris County for the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 3874 by Hayes relating to the voidable provisions contained in certain construction contracts or for the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 3875 by Bella Montgomery relating to the authority of political subdivisions to create credits impacting fees to builders, developers, and for certain water conservation and reuse project or for the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 3876 by Moody relating to the definition of firearm for the purposes of creating criminal offenses or for the Committee of Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 3877 by Bonner relating to creating criminal offense of criminal pursuit for the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 3878 by Pearson relating to the authority of a physician to provide and dispense, delegate authority to provide and dispense certain drugs or for the Committee on Public Health. HB 3879 by Troxler relating to the restrictions on the levy of use of certain ad valorem taxes and the issuance of certain bonds supported by ad valorem taxes or for the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 3880 by Howard relating to nursing rooms provided by public employers or for the Committee on State Affairs. HB 3881 by Lelani relating to the parking of a commercial motor vehicle in certain residential subdivisions or for the Committee on Transportation. HB 3882 by Lelani relating to the participation of certain juvenile justice entities in the Jobs and Education for Texans grant program or for the Subcommittee on Juvenile Justice. HB 3883 by Flores relating to the eligibility of Federation International Automobile and World Endurance Championship International Automobile Races for funding under the Major Events Reimbursement Program or for the Committee of Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. HB 3884 by Lelani relating to the foreign language curriculum requirements for high school students in public schools or for the Committee on Public Education. HB 3885 by Flores relating to the transfer of public school students who are children of certain public servants referred to the Committee on Public Education. HB 3886 by Flores relating to the authority of certain persons to qualify for the residential homestead for ad valorem taxation during a tax year to receive the exemption in that year for the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 3887 by Matt Caff relating to the requirement of the performance and payment of bonds from contractors in the Parks and Wildlife Department for the Committee of Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. HB 3888 by Compost relating to the sterilization exemption for a cat or dog adopted by a releasing agency or for the Committee on Public Health. HB 3889 by Compost relating to prescribing or ordering a controlled substance of dangerous drugs or device by an advancing practice registered nurse or physician assistant under prescriptive authority agreement for the Committee on Public Health. HB 3890 by Compost relating to the authority of a physician to supervise and delegate the prescribing ordering of a drug or device of the physician's assistant advanced practice registered nurse or for the Committee of Public Health. HB 3891 by Compost ruling prohibiting use of the criteria to determine certain individuals' eligibility for benefits under the Medicaid waiver program for the Committee on Human Services. HB 3892 by Bella Montgomery ruling to the county regulation of subdivision setbacks or for the Committee of Land and Resource Management. HB 3893 by Reynolds relating to the protection of whistleblowers, accountability in public and private sectors, and penalties for the retaliatory actions or for the Committee on State Affairs. HB 3894 by Lopez Abair relating to the eligibility of a service member or a veteran of the United States Armed Forces to participate in a veterans treatment court program based on their citizenship status for the Committee on Corrections. HB 3895 by Lopez Abair relating to the study of Texas A&M Transportation Institute on wireless energy transmission for electric vehicles or for the Committee of Delivery of Government Efficiency. HB 3896 by Raymond relating to the generation of the electric power for the sales of the water supply or sewer service cooperation or for the Committee on State Affairs. HB 3897 by Bella Montgomery relating to the Territory and Emergency Service District that is annexed by a municipality or for the Committee of Land and Resource Management. HB 3898 by Raymond relating to the authority of the Texas Water Development Board to provide financial assistance to certain counties in the brackish water distillation or for the Committee of Natural Resources. HB 3899 by Paul relating to the authority of the Texas Department of Insurance to adopt rules to implement that are based on certain environmental, social, and governance models, ratings, or standards or for the Committee on Insurance. HB 3900 by Guillen relating to the investment of the local government's money banks and banks located in the state or for the Committee on Pensions, Investments, and Financial Services. HB 3901 by Darby relating to the exemption of transfer of certain rights in water and certain disclosure requirements applicable to transfers of certain interests in real property or for the Committee on Natural Resources. HB 3902 by Rose relating to licensure and contracting for delivery of medical assistance by nursing facilities or for the Committee on Human Services. HB 3903 by DeRazio relating to the persons who are authorized for the request of a payoff statement of the property tax lender for the Committee on Pensions, Investments, and Financial Services. HB 3904 by DeRazio relating to the billing and payments associated with distributed renewable generation or for the Committee on State Affairs. HB 3905 by DeRazio relating to the interconnected or deployment of distributed generation for the retail electric customers or for the Committee on State Affairs. HB 3906 by Gertis relating to the authority of certain counties to regulate noise levels in residential areas, creating criminal offense or for the Subcommittee on County and Regional Government. HB 3907 by Lowe relating to the percentage of basic allotments increase in the foundational school program required to be used for provide compensation increases or for the Committee on Public Education. HB 3908 by Gertis relating to the violations of the restrictions by laws or the rules of Property Owners Association or for the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 3909 by Hicklin relating to the use of a wireless communication device at a polling place or for the Committee on Elections. HB 3910 by Villalobos relating to the presumption and eligibility of certain individuals for nursing care facility under Medicaid for the Committee on Human Services. HB 3911 by Darby relating to plugging or replugging of certain inactive wells subject to the jurisdiction of the Railroad Commission of Texas for the Committee on Energy Resources. HB 3912 by Morales and Maverick relating to the exemption of certain firefighters and police officers from jury service for the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 3913 by Harless relating to the licensing and regulation of certain real estate professionals by Real Estate State Commission for the Committee of Licensing and Administrative Procedures. HB 3914 by Martinez relating to the health benefit plan coverage or reimbursement of the treatment of the first responders' injuries sustained over the course of the scope of the employment or for the Committee on Insurance. 3915 by Martinez relating to the project eligibility for financial assistance to the Flood Infrastructure Fund for the Committee on Natural Resources. HB 3916 by Polisa relating to the posting of certain election declarations of internet websites of governmental entities holding the election for the Committee on Elections. HB 3917 by Rose relating to the coverage of maternal depression screenings under Medicaid and Child Health Plan Program or for the Committee of Human Services. HB 3918 by Polisa relating to the information on local regulations governing the placement of political signs in municipality or for the Committee on Elections. HB 3919 by Gates relating to the size and density requirements for residential lots in certain municipalities or for the Committee of Land and Resource Management. HB 3920 by Bell of Kaufman relating to the recognition of career and technology education programs by the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation or for the Committee of Licensing and Administrative Procedures. HB 3921 by Tallarico relating to increasing the criminal penalty for the offense of aggravated sexual assault committed by a member of the clergy or for the Committee of Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 3922 by Harris Davila relating to the prohibited use of environmental, social, or governance scores or for the Committee of Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 3923 by Bell of Kaufman relating to the employment opportunities for individuals who do not hold a bachelor's degree, for the Committee of Delivery, Government Efficiency. HB 3924 by Slauson relating to the open carrying of a handgun by a uniformed school marshal, for the Committee of Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 3925 by Reynolds related to the contested case hearings on the issuance, renewal, or revocation of authorization to use certain air quality permits, or for the Committee on Environmental Regulation. HB 3926 by Reynolds relating to the consideration of cumulative effects of the air contaminant emissions in the emissions permitting process, or for the Committee on Environmental Regulation. HB 3927 by Reynolds relating to the consideration of certain local government actions before the renewal of air permits for the concrete plants, or for the Committee on Environmental Regulation. HB 3928 by Thompson relating to providing the notice of a vehicle towed at a vehicle storage facility by the publication of a third-party internet website, or for the Committee of Licensing and Administrative Procedures. HB 3929 by Lambert relating to the choice of law and assignment of acquisition of claims demanding in a connection with the certified and uncertified securities, or for the Committee of Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 3930 by Verdell relating to the eligibility of land of appraisal for the ad valorem tax purposes as a qualified open land space on the basis of use of raising or keeping exotic animals, or for the Subcommittee on Property Tax Appraisals. HB 3931 by Raymond relating to the fee for public inspection of election records, or for the Committee on Elections. HB 3932 by Hopper relating to creating the criminal offense of unlawful federal searches and seizures, or for the Committee on State Affairs.
HB 3933 by Hopper relating to prohibiting the adoption or enforcement of certain federal emissions regulations during a declared emergency, referred to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 3934 by Hopper relating to governmental action that infringes on the right to keep and bear arms in the state, referred to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 3935 by Hopper relating to an exemption from an ad valorem taxation of a portion of the appraised value of certain land that is located in a priority groundwater management area and is not irrigated, for the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 3936 by Hopper relating to the cancellation of all voter registrations following each presidential election, making conforming changes to the voter registration and maintenance procedures, for the Committee on Elections. HB 3937 by Meza relating to the treatment of certain inmates in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, for the Committee on Corrections. HB 3938 by Verdell relating to the formation of public education scholarship program, for the Committee on Public Education. HB 3939 by Johnson relating to a student input for student school district and campus improvement plans, for the Committee on Public Education. HB 3940 by Johnson relating to the provision of certain information about Medicaid benefits in relation to newborn children, for the Committee on Human Services. HB 3941 by Hunter relating to services provided to foster youth transitioning to independent living, including transitional living services and Medicaid eligibility, for the Committee on Human Services. HB 3942 by Oliverson relating to health benefit coverage for general anesthesia in connection with certain pediatric dental services, for the Committee on Insurance. HB 3943 by Johnson relating to prohibited conduct of health benefit plan user in relation to affiliated and non-affiliated providers, for the Committee on Insurance. HB 3944 by Bumgarner relating to the eligibility to serve on the board of directors of an appraisal district, for the Subcommittee on Property Tax Appraisals. HB 3945 by Bumgarner relating to the licensing and regulation of massage therapy and other programs administered by the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation, creating a criminal offense, providing a civil penalty, referred to the Committee on Licensing and Administrative Procedures. HB 3946 by Gomez relating to additional specialty license plates, referred to the Committee on Transportation. HB 3947 by Y. Davis of Dallas relating to the transportation planning by metropolitan planning organizations, referred to the Committee on Transportation. HB 3948 by Y. Davis of Dallas referring to the Office of Inspector General or certain municipalities, referred to the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 3949 by Lalani relating to the advanced air mobility, referred to the Committee on Transportation. HB 3950 by Hunter relating to digital replication rights and the voice and visual likeness of individuals, providing private causes of action, authorizing a fee, referred to the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 3951 by Morales Harris relating to the transportation of an inmate after release on parole, mandatory supervision, or conditional pardon, referred to the Committee on Corrections. HB 3952 by Lambert relating to an exemption for motor vehicles transferred from a decedent's estate, referred to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 3953 by Morales of Harris relating to a study by the Broadband Development Office on internet service of a multi-unit residential property, referred to the Subcommittee on Telecommunications and Broadband. HB 3954 by Cole relating to the authority of certain municipalities to receive certain tax revenue derived from a hotel and convention center project and to pledge certain tax revenue for the payment and obligations related to that project, referred to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 3955 by Cole relating to the eligibility of certain individuals for the Children with Special Health Care Needs programs, referred to the Committee on Human Services. HB 3956 by Verdell relating to the parent-directed supplemental service and instructional material programs for public school students, authorizing a fee, referred to the Committee on Public Education. HB 3957 by Schatzline relating to the prohibited discrimination based on a child's immunization status, authorizing administrative penalties, referred to the Committee on Public Health. HB 3958 by Lowe relating to creating a civil penalty and providing the injunctive relief against museums that display certain obscene or harmful material, referred to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 3959 by Morales of Harris, relating to tuition and fee exemptions at a public institution of higher education or career school or college for a student meeting certain income and grade requirements, referred to the Committee on Higher Education. HB 3960 by Paul, relating to the effect of certain misrepresentations on certain insurance policies, referred to the Committee on Insurance. HB 3961 by Morales of Harris, relating to the establishment of premenopause or menopause educational program by the Department of State Health Services, referred to the Committee on Public Health. HB 3962 by Guerin, relating to the eligibility of the IndyCar Grand Prix of Arlington for funding under the Major Events Reimbursement Program, referred to the Committee on Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. HB 3963 by Capriglione, relating to the Early Childhood Integrated Data System, referred to the Committee on Delivery of Government Efficiency. HB 3964 by Vasut, relating to the Common Law Public Nuisance Claims, referred to the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 3965 by Johnson, relating to the County Municipal Authority of prohibit sale of cigarettes, e-cigarettes, or tobacco products near certain locations, referred to the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 3966 by Morales of Harris, relating to requiring owners or operators of commercial passenger bus services to provide certain notifications to residents concerning operations, referred to the Committee on Transportation. HB 3967 by Bernal, relating to the purchase or the acquisition of single-family homesteads by certain out-of-state entities, referred to the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 3968 by Polisa, relating to the establishment of school meal councils to study and make recommendations regarding public school meal programs, referred to the Committee on Public Education. HB 3969 by Guerin, relating to the disclosure by liability insurers and policyholders to third-party claimants providing an administrative penalty, referred to the Committee on Insurance. HB 3970 by Darby, relating to electricity planning for large loads, referred to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 3971 by Pearson, relating to renaming the Sunset Advisory Commission, the Department of Government Efficiency, DODGE, and to its duties to that department, referred to the Committee on Delivery of Government Efficiency. HB 3972 by Richardson, relating to including fetal development instruction as part of the required health curriculum for public school students in certain grade levels, referred to the Committee on Public Education. HB 3973 by Richardson, relating to prohibiting a fee for the parent-taught driver's education provider license, referred to the Committee on Licensing and Administrative Procedures. HB 3974 by Richardson, relating to the toll-free telephone hotline established by the Texas Department of Transportation for reporting dangerous road conditions, referred to the Committee on Transportation. HB 3975 by Richardson, relating to authorizing a credit union to act as a school district depository, referred to the Committee on Public Education. HB 3976 by Button, relating to a waiver of license renewal fees for certain instructions of high-demand fields at public institutions of higher education, referred to the Committee on Higher Education. HB 3977 by Rosenthal, relating to conditions of employment for firefighter employees by certain political subdivisions, referred to the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 3978 by Richardson, relating to municipal authority to annex certain areas by petition, referred to the Committee on Land and Resource Management. HB 3979 by Kane, relating to the licensing and regulation of naturopathic physicians, requiring an occupational license, authorizing fees, providing penalties, creating a criminal offense, referred to the Committee on Public Health. HB 3980 by Patterson, relating to the regulation of fantasy contests, requiring an occupational license, imposing an administrative penalty, authorizing fees, imposing tax, referred to the Committee on Licensing and Administrative Procedures. HB 3981 by Rose, relating to the establishment of the Case of Assistance Affiliate Program to provide certain assistance to Medicaid recipients and Child Health Plan Program enrollees, referred to the Committee on Human Services. HB 3982 by Wally, relating to requiring certain employers to provide heat safety training and protections to employees, providing an administrative penalty, referred to the Subcommittee on Workforce. HB 3983 by Morgan, relating to the regulation of risk pools, primarily consisting of political subdivision, referred to the Committee on Insurance. HB 3984 by Oliverson, relating to the identification of underpayments and overpayments under the Medicaid Managed Care Program, referred to the Committee on Human Services. HB 3985 by Kane, relating to the designation of a portion of Farm to Market Road 2100 in Harris County as President Donald J. Trump Road, referred to the Committee on Transportation. HB 3986 by Munoz, relating to the designation of a portion of U.S. Highway 83 in Mission as the Corporal Jose Luis Speedy Esparqueta Jr. Memorial Highway, referred to the Committee on Transportation. HB 3987 by Y. Davis of Dallas, relating to the certain distributions from deferred retirement option plans established under the public retirement system for police and firefighters under certain municipalities, referred to the Committee on Pensions, Investments, and Financial Services. HB 3988 by Y. Davis of Dallas, relating to certain deferred retirement option plan benefits under the public retirement systems for police and firefighters in certain municipalities, referred to the Committee on Pensions, Investments, and Financial Services. HB 3989 by Wale, relating to the establishment of the Supporting Life Pilot Program as part of the Thriving Texas Families Program, referred to the Committee on Public Health. HB 3990 by Hicklin, relating to the display of flags by buildings owned or operated by the state, a municipality, or a county, referred to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 3991 by Y. Davis of Dallas, relating to misconduct by public school employees and to persons who must be listed in the registry of persons not eligible for employment in public schools, referred to the Committee on Public Education. HB 3992 by Y. Davis of Dallas, relating to the salary schedules for regional planning commissions, referred to the Subcommittee on County and Regional Government. HB 3993 by Troxclair, relating to taxes imposed on Venus Liquor, referred to the Committee on Ways Ways and Means. HB 3994 by Troxclair relating to the computation of certain tax penalties and interest amounts, referred to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 3995 by Troxclair relating to certain regulation, landscaping, and water conservation practices by certain property owner associations, referred to the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 3996 by Dutton relating to extensions and mandatory dismissal date of certain suits affecting the parent-child relationship involving the Department of Family and Protective Services, referred to Subcommittee on Family and Fiduciary Relationships. HB 3997 by Patterson relating to the permit application review and contested case procedures for environmental permits involving a project to construct or modify a liquefied natural gas export terminal, authorizing a fee, referred to the Committee on Environmental Regulation. HB 3998 by Schoolcraft relating to the capacity and usage of school district facilities and to the transfer of students between school districts, referred to the Committee on Public Education. HB 3999 by Cook relating to the transfer of a statutory novation of insurance policies from transferring the issuer to an assuming insurer through the issuance business transfer plan, referred to the Committee on Insurance. HB 4000 by Lowe relating to providing the statewide election of the Speaker of the House of Representatives by the voters of this state, refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 4001 by Money relating to the definition and the use of terms male and female for purposes of certain government documents, refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 4002 by Money relating to the parental rights in public education and prohibiting instruction regarding sexual orientation or gender identity for public school students, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 4003 by Money relating to the parental consent for certain activities engaged by a school district employee or contractor with respect to the parent's child, for the Committee on Public Education. HB 4004 by Money relating to eligibility of property for certain ad valorem tax incentives if a wind-powered energy device or solar energy device has been installed or construction on property, refer to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 4005 by Money relating to the election dates for certain special and runoff elections, refer to the Committee on Elections. HB 4006 by Money relating to the suspension and removal from office of a district attorney, criminal district attorney, or county attorney of a political subdivision of the state, refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 4007 by Money relating to the authority of a county to adopt subdivision requirements that include reasonable specifications for lot size, setback lines, and side of lot lines, refer to the Committee on Land and Resource Management. HB 4008 by Money relating to the study by the Office of the Governor regarding the implementation in this state of the process and methodologies used by the United States Dodge Service, refer to the Committee on Delivery of Government Efficiency. HB 4009 by Dean relating to the employer health benefit plans that do not include state-mandated health benefits, refer to the Committee on Insurance. HB 4010 by Patterson relating to the school district's library collection development policies, authorizing a civil penalty, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 4011 by Darby relating to the partition of voluntary sale of real property owned by certain continents, amending the Uniform Partition of Heirs Property Act, for the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 4012 by Paul relating to the health care and insurance fraud, creating criminal offense, authorizing a civil penalty, refer to the Committee on Insurance.
HB 4013 by Plessa relating to the compensation of the Board of Directors for certain appraisal district, or for the Subcommittee on Property Tax Appraisals. HB 4014 by BC relating to the study of psychedelic therapies and the treatment of certain conditions, or for the Committee on Public Health. HB 4015 by BC relating to the prohibition of required recordings for the certain tenant admission preferences in land use and restriction agreements and developments that receive financial assistance administered by the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs, for the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 4016 by Anchia relating to prohibiting the use of electronic resistance and primary heat source in certain residential buildings, or for the Committee on State Affairs. HB 4017 by Anchia relating to the carrying of handguns on campuses and other locations associated with institutions of higher education, or for the Committee of Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 4018 by Lilani relating to artificial intelligence and utilization review conducted for health benefit plans, or for the Committee on Insurance. HB 4019 by Lilani relating to providing certain students in the state with career opportunities in state agencies through the Texas Pathway Program, or for the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 4020 by Hayes relating to the pre-seat notice and inspection requirements associated with certain liability in connection with certain insurance claims and property damage, or for the Committee on Insurance. HB 4021 by Dyson relating to the declaration of oil and gas emergency by the Railroad Commission of Texas and the liability of a person for assistance, advice, or resources provided in relation to an oil or gas emergency, or for the Committee on Energy Resources. HB 4022 by Lujan relating to the Texas Jobs, Energy, and Technology Innovation Act, or for the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 4023 by Raymond relating to the exemption of certain reserve peace officers for regulation of private securities personnel, or for the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 4024 by Wally relating to the establishment of Child Care Scholarship Fund, or for the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 4025 by Zwiener relating to the authority of the Railroad Commission to require water pollution abate plans for certain pipelines, providing that imposition of civil penalty, or for the Committee on Natural Resources. HB 4026 by Harris Davila relating to the requirement of the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality to consider flood data whenever considering the issuance of certain wastewater treatments or discharge permits, or for the Committee on Environmental Regulation. HB 4027 by Zwiener relating to taking of certain dispositions and dismissal of certain civil actions in connections with allegations of family violence and abusive conduct, for the Committee Committee of Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 4028 by Zwiener relating to the regulation of pre-production plastic by the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality for the Committee on Environmental Regulation. HB 4029 by Guillen relating to the state retirement benefits of certain law enforcement officers who are members of the teacher retirement system in Texas, including the creation of supplemental program retirement fund for the Committee on Pensions, Investments, and Financial Services. HB 4030 by Morales Shaw relating to documentation of proof of identification for voting for the Committee on Elections. HB 4031 by Ashby relating to unauthorized occupancy of real property, including the removal of certain unauthorized occupants for the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 4032 by Pelisa relating to the election of a junior college district trustees by plurality vote for the Committee on Higher Education. HB 4033 by Pelisa relating to the reporting of direct campaign expenditures by certain persons in political committees or for the Committee on State Affairs. HB 4034 by Dutton relating to the collection, modification, and enforcement of child support and certain procedures for child support cases and orders or for the Subcommittee on Family and Fiduciary Relationships. HB 4035 by Dutton relating to the requirements of certain orders and judgments rendered in a suit affecting the parent-child relationship for the Subcommittee on Family and Fiduciary Relationships. HB 4036 by Pearson relating to liability limits and healthcare liability claim for the Committee of Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 4037 by Vo relating to the anesthesia cover and patient assessment requirements for the certain health benefit plans are for the Committee on Insurance. HB 4038 by Goodwin relating to the authority of a political subdivision to regulate the installation of a communications facility structured near the habitat of endangered species or for the Committee of Land and Resource Management. HB 4039 by Bryant relating to the eligibility of certain children for a subsidized child care program administered by the Texas Workforce Commission or for the Committee of Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 4040 by Schatzline relating to prohibiting diversity, equity, and inclusion practices on school districts or for the Committee on Public Education. HB 4041 by Morales of Maverick relating to the authority of the Railroad Commission of Texas to impose an administrative penalty on the propane distribution system retailer for the Committee on Energy Resources. HB 4042 by Morales of Maverick relating to the applicability of certain safety provisions in the regulatory administered by the Texas Department Railroad Commission of Texas to gas distribution pipelines or for the Committee on Energy Resources. HB 4043 by Schatzline relating to the limitation of frequency in which appraisal district may be reappraised for property for ad valorem tax purposes or for the Subcommittee on Property Tax Appraisal. HB 4044 by Meyer relating to certain expenditures by public institutions of higher education and university systems that are eligible for certain tax credits for the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 4045 by Bella Montgomery relating to allocation of low-income housing tax credits or for the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 4046 by Gonzalez of Paso relating to the enrollees cost-sharing liability for emergency care under the Health Benefit Plan or for the Committee on Insurance. HB 4047 by Schatzline relating to the use of paper ballots in conducting an election or for the Committee on Elections. HB 4048 by Gonzalez of El Paso relating to the compensation, leave, and physical fitness programs and standards for certain employees of office of the General Inspector and the Texas Juvenile Justice Department for the Subcommittee on Juvenile Justice. HB 4049 by Lopez of Cameron relating to tracking of greenhouse gas emissions or for the Committee on State Affairs. HB 4050 by Lopez of Cameron relating to the study of the Texas Department of Transportation incorporating drainage infrastructure to the Department's transportation planning process or for the Committee on Transportation. HB 4051 by Frank relating to the authority of certain healthcare providers to provide and dispense limited prescription drugs or for the Committee on Public Health. HB 4052 by Rodriguez Ramos relating to the exemption from sales and use taxes for resale clothing and footwear items or for the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 4053 by Hefner relating to the location of and the amount of certain revenue that may be used for state veteran cemeteries for the Subcommittee on Defense and Veterans Affairs. HB 4054 by Spiller relating to the consumer protections against certain medical and healthcare billings by emergency medical service providers or for the Committee on Insurance. HB 4055 by Metcalf relating to the expecting certain fiber optic cable projects from certain notice requirements of the projects on state and local public land or for the Subcommittee on Telecommunications and Broadband. HB 4056 by Schatzline relating to school district's policy regarding the selection, removal, and placement of library materials for the Committee on Public Education. HB 4057 by Troxclair relating the authority of the taxing unit to enter into an agreement to exempt from ad valorem taxation for the portion of the value of the property in which renewable energy is facilitated, located, and planned to be located for the Committee of Ways and Means. HB 4058 by Van Dever relating to the self-settled asset protection trust or for the Subcommittee on Family and Fiduciary Relationships. HB 4059 by Schatzline relating to requiring a voter to be affiliated with a political party to vote in a party's primary election or creating criminal offense or for the Committee on Election. HB 4060 by Pearson relating to local option exemption from ad valorem taxation by the taxing unit for all or part of the appraised value of the residential homestead of a peace officer employed by the taxing unit or for the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 4061 by Pearson relating to unlawful practice relating to credit card transactions or for the Committee on Pensions, Investments, and Financial Services. HB 4062 by Morgan relating to the amount of large risk that is exempt from certain property and casualty insurance policy form requirements or for the Committee on Insurance. HB 4063 by Ardaz relating relating to the filing and release of a record of a unilateral memorandum of contracting concerning residential property for the Committee of Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 4064 by alders relating to the performance of autopsies of individuals with a history of epilepsy, refer to the Committee of Public Health. HB 4065 by McQueenie relating to the binding arbitration and collective bargaining for firefighters and police officers in certain political subdivisions, refer to the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 4066 by Bonner relating to the appeal of the Texas Research Incentive Program, refer to the Committee on Higher Education. HB 4067 by Morales of Harris relating to prohibiting covenants and not to compete against workers, refer to the Subcommittee on Workforce. HB 4068 by Leo Wilson requiring a person to submit proof of citizenship to register for the vote, refer to the Committee on Elections. HB 4069 by Leo Wilson relating to the threshold for competitive procurement requirements for counties, refer to the Subcommittee on County and Regional Government. HB 4070 by Johnson relating to the sale, design, and manufacturing of orthodontic devices, refer to the Committee of Public Health. HB 4071 by Howard relating to certain duties of Texas Board of Nursing and the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board in relation to reporting and publication of nursing program clinical site data for the Committee on Higher Education. HB 4072 by Kane relating to the reallocation of the headquarters for the certain state agencies or for the delivery, refer to the Committee of Delivery of Government Efficiency. HB 4073 by Slauson relating to the biennial audit of the effectiveness and the efficiencies of state services provided to the homeless individuals or for the Committee of Delivery of Government Efficiency. HB 4074 by Morgan relating to licensing requirements for insurance and appraisers authorizing fees and providing administrative penalty for the Committee on Insurance. HB 4075 by Leach relating to the change of venue in certain criminal cases involving a peace officer for the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 4076 by Leach relating to prohibiting organ transplant recipient discrimination based on the vaccination status or for the Committee of Public Health. HB 4077 by Vasut relating to the sale of spirit coolers by alcoholic beverage permits or for the Committee of Licensing and Administrative Procedures. HB 4078 by Leach relating to the public improvement districts located in certain municipalities or for the Committee of Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 4079 by Leach relating to the provision of proxy advisor services in connection with certain entities domiciled in the state or for the Committee of Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 4080 by Vasut relating to the compensation of district judge and the associated retirement benefits of certain other elected officials or for the Committee of Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 4081 by Vasut relating to the stealing of certain documents alleged to contain trade secrets for this Committee of Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 4082 by Vasut relating to the limitations increase in the appraised value of the real property for ad valorem tax purposes or for the Subcommittee on Property Tax Appraisals. HB 4083 by Button relating to the exemption from the ad valorem taxation of certain perishable inventory held by stale at retail or for this Committee on Ways and Means. HB 4084 by Little relating to the amount of expenditure made by a municipality for competitive binding and is required for the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 4085 by Caprileon relating to the use and sales tax exemption for the repair, remodeling, and maintenance of an aircraft for the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 4086 by Gertis relating to the regulation of composting facilities by certain counties or for the Committee on Environmental Regulation. HB 4087 by Hayes relating to the censorship of certain other interference with digital expression, including expression on social media platforms or other electronic mail messaging or for the Committee on State Affairs. HB 4088 by Botting relating to the qualifications of a jury service and the establishment of a juror mental health service reimbursement program or for the Committee of Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 4089 by Flores relating to the regulation and operation of electric bicycles or for the Committee on Transportation. HB 4090 by Patterson relating to the exemption from ad valorem taxation and the total appraised value of the residential homestead of disabled first responders and their surviving spouses or for the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 4091 by Shea relating to interconnection of the ERCOT power grid to grids outside the ERCOT power region or for the Committee on State Affairs. HB 4092 by Morgan relating to the effect of payments after the deadline for the pursuit, notice, and actions against an insurer related to certain claims of property damage or for the Committee on Insurance. HB 4093 by Allen relating to the provision of information regarding certain public assistance programs by public schools or for the Committee on Public Education. HB 4094 by Schoolcraft relating to the provision of healthcare services by freestanding emergency medical care facility at the collection of fees with providing those services or for the Committee on Public Health. HB 4095 by Hunter relating to the rate of the hotel occupancy tax in certain municipalities for the use of certain revenue for the tax of those municipalities or authorizing an increase in the rate of tax or for the Committee on Ways and Means.
HB 4096 by Schatzline relating to a limitation on the salary of school administrators of school districts for the Committee on Public Education. HB 4097 by Harris relating to the penalty for noncompliance with certain audit requirements by a municipality for the Committee on Governmental Affairs. HB 4098 by Harris Stavalo relating to the authority of certain municipalities to receive certain tax revenue derived from a hotel and convention center project and to pledge certain tax revenue for the payment of the obligations related to that project for the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 4099 by Harris Stavalo relating to the treatment of patient by physical therapists without a referral for the Committee on Public Health. HB 4100 by Oliverson relating to the prohibition, retaliation against a physician or healthcare provider for reporting certain violations or taking certain actions with respect to the provision of healthcare services, providing a civil remedy. Refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 4101 by Hayes relating to the liability of a funeral service provider for mental anguish damages. Refer to the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 4102 by Vo relating to prohibited conduct of a health benefit plan user in relation to affiliated and non-affiliated providers. Refer to the Committee on Insurance. HB 4103 by Schaffner relating to the operation and management of the Eyes of Father Father Margell State Historic Site and Trail by the Texas Historical Commission, referred to the Committee on Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. HB 4104 by Goodwin, relating to the adoption of a list of performance standards for the removal of a conservator management team or board of managers appointed to a school district, referred to the Committee on Public Education. HB 4105 by Harless, relating to the authority of certain counties to consider the prospective contractor's principal place of business when awarding certain contracts, referred to the Subcommittee on County and Regional Government. HB 4106 by Johnson, relating to the duties of a pharmacist regarding medication profiles for high-risk patients in certain hospitals, referred to the Committee on Public Health. HB 4107 by A. Davis of Dallas, relating to a student loan repayment assistance for certain prosecuting attorneys who are employed as part of the Border Prosecution Unit, referred to the Committee on Higher Education. HB 4108 by Gates, relating to the bidding process in a county commissioner's court, referred to the Subcommittee on County and Regional Government. HB 4109 by Alders, relating to the authority of certain municipalities to receive certain tax revenue derived from a hotel and convention center project, and to pledge certain tax revenue for the payment of obligations related to that project, for the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 4110 by Gervin Hawkins, relating to establishing a minimum base wage for certain direct care workers under Medicaid, for the Committee on Human Services. HB 4111 by Guillen, relating to the representatives on groundwater management areas, for the Committee on Natural Resources. HB 4112 by Landgraf, relating to the storage or disposal of high-level radioactive waste, for the Committee on Environmental Regulation. HB 4113 by Lopez Abera, relating to the rating of child care providers participating in the Texas Rising Star program that installs certain safety barriers, for the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 4114 by Y. Davis of Dallas, relating to the salary schedules for regional planning commissions, referred to the Subcommittee on County and Regional Government. HB 4115 by Meyer, relating to shareholder proposals submitted to certain domestic corporations, for the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 4116 by A. Davis of Dallas, relating to information made available to a relative or other designated caregiver, referred to the Committee on Human Services. HB 4117 by Howard, relating to the development of a strategic plan for home and community-based services provided under Medicaid and the Child Health Plan Program, and the establishment of an advisory committee on the home and community-based services, referred to the Committee on Human Services. HB 4118 by Howard, relating to the payment of an award for certain health care expenses under the Crime Victims Compensation Act, for the Committee on Appropriations. HB 4119 by Howard, relating to the interagency sharing of certain information related to individuals disenrolled from Medicaid, for the Committee on Human Services. HB 4120 by Howard, relating to allowing certain inmates to apply for benefits under certain public benefits programs to be provided at the time of discharge or release, for the Committee on Corrections. HB 4121 by Howard, relating to the eligibility for and provision of benefits under Medicaid or the Child Health Plan Program of certain individuals committed, placed, or detained in certain facilities and settings, for the Subcommittee on Juvenile Justice. HB 4122 by Guerrero, relating to the provision of certain information about Medicaid benefits for certain postpartum women, referred to the Committee on Human Services. HB 4123 by Guerrero, relating to Medicaid provider enrollment revalidation, referred to the Committee on Human Services. HB 4124 by Darby, relating to the charging for the swipe fees on certain electronic payment transactions, authorizing a civil penalty, referred to the Committee on Pensions, Investments, and Financial Services. HB 4125 by Harless, relating to the requirement that a law enforcement agencies notify school districts when a school district employee is under investigation for certain criminal offenses, for the Committee on Public Education. HB 4126 by PLISA, relating to the transfer of public school students who are children of certain public servants, for the Committee on Public Education. HB 4127 by A. Davis of Dallas, relating to the authority of political subdivision to regulate a licensed child care facility or registered family home, for the Committee on Human Services. HB 4128 by Shaheen, relating to the accelerated instruction for public school students who fail to achieve satisfactory performance on certain assessment instruments, for the Committee on Public Education. HB 4129 by A. Davis of Dallas, relating to the contract requirement for a contract between a single source continuum contractor and the Department of Family and Protective Services, for the Committee on Human Services. HB 4130 by A. Davis of Dallas, relating to certain requirements regarding a contract between a single source continuum contractor and the Department of Family Protective Services, for the Committee on Human Services. HB 4131 by A. Davis of Dallas, relating to the receivership of a single source continuum contractor providing child welfare services, for the Committee on Human Services. HB 4132 by Shaheen, relating to the definition of a bet for gambling criminal offenses purposes, for the Committee on Licensing and Administrative Procedures. HB 4133 by Shaheen, relating to the offense of criminal mischief involving the damage or destruction of a monument or memorial, for the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 4131 by Lujan, relating to the convenience fee for processing electronic payments for motor vehicles, for the Committee on Pensions, Investments, and Financial Services. HB 4135 by Zwiener, relating to the regulation of stormwater management by certain counties, for the Committee on Natural Resources. HB 4136 by Darby, relating to the availability of certain personal information of a member of a governing board of an institution of higher education, the chief executive officer of the institution, or the chief executive officer of a university system, for the Committee on Delivery of Government Efficiency. HB 4137 by Zwiener, relating to the composition of the 22nd Judicial District, the creation of the additional judicial district composed of Hays County, and the composition of the Hays County Juvenile Board for the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 4138 by Bella Montgomery, relating to the expiration date of certain permits issued by groundwater conservation districts for the Committee on Natural Resources. HB 4139 by Zwiener, relating to the use of videography in relation to certain court proceedings for the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 4140 by Wharton, relating to the use of certain tax revenue to acquire and enhance multi-purpose venues and related infrastructure in certain counties for the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 4141 by Zwiener, relating to certain offenses that are associated with possessing, carrying, exhibiting, or using a firearm with or within 1,000 feet of school property. Refer to the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 4142 by Wharton, relating to the designation of weight enforcement officer by Commissioners Court in certain counties. Refer to the Committee on Transportation. HB 4143 by Reynolds, relating to initiatives for first-generation students, low-income students, and underserved students populations at public institutions of higher education. Refer to the Committee on Higher Education. HB 4144 by Turner, relating to the supplemental benefits for retired firefighters and peace officers diagnosed with certain diseases or illnesses. Refer to the Subcommittee on Workforce. HB 4145 by Dyson, relating to the timely billing of healthcare services related to a personal injury claim. Refer to the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 4146 by Toth, relating to the rights of public school educators and assistance provided by the public schools by the Texas Education Agency related to public school educators. Refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 4147 by Jones of Dallas, relating to informed consent for certain screening testing tests. Refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 4148 by Perez of Harris, relating to the records, management, and taxation of navigation districts in certain port and harbor facilities. Refer to the Committee on Transportation. HB 4149 by Button, relating to the Texas Jobs, Energies, Technology, and Innovation Act. Refer to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 4150 by Holt, relating to authorizing the Texas Department of Transportation to enforce certain regulations adopted by the County Commissioners Court. Refer to the Committee on Transportation. The following resolutions are being referred to committee and local consent calendars. HCR 123 by Lowe, HCR 124 by Craddock. The following resolutions by Johnson are being referred to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. HR 632 through HR 638 and HR 655. HR 639 by Morales of Harris. HR 640 by Flores. HR 641 by Bojani. The following resolutions by King are being referred to the Committee on Local Consent Calendars. HR 643, HR 647, and HR 667. HR 645 by Lujan. HR 646 by Allen. HR 648 by Y. Davis of Dallas. HR 649 by Lujan. HR 650 by Morales of Maverick. HR 651 by Munoz. HR 652 by Munoz. HR 653 by Reynolds. HR 654 by Gonzalez of Dallas. HR 657 by McLaughlin. HR 658 by Dyson. HR 659 by Shaheen. HR 660 by Meyer. The following resolutions by Buckley are being referred to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. HR 661 through HR 665.
Let me get a good look at it. Pursuant to a motion previously adopted, the House stands adjourned until 9 a.m. Friday.